just want to hop on here real quick and show you what I have going on tonight. I am working on my trans right now. I had initially pulled my transmission back out of my Evo because 5th and 6th gear got notchy, and then also I had a transmission fluid leak as well. And I didn't know what was going on, so I figured I'd pull the trans out and figure out what's going on before I keep tuning and add more power. But if none of you know how, if any of you don't know how transmissions work, I can explain a little bit here. So come up here. This is your differential here. This is your input shaft. This is what has 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on it. So this is actually what, if you look down in here, that's the bell housing side of it right here. That would bolt up to your engine block. And then that shaft in there, which spins, would connect to your clutch. So from your clutch, obviously, that would hit your flywheel, makes the two together, your pressure plate and the flywheel, which would make those vanes right there, or notches, whatever you want to call them, eventually spin the transmission, which would in turn spin the wheels. But like I said, this is the input shaft. This has your 3rd gear here, 4th gear here, and then 5th and 6th would be on top, which I have 5th and 6th off right now. So this is your 5th gear and 6th gear. And then obviously you would take that and just put that right on top. Over here is your main. So the main shaft has 1st gear and 2nd gear on there. And then in order to shift gears, there's a sleeve here, and there's actually a hub underneath that. But the sleeve uses these forks right here, which would fit over that sleeve like that. And then when you use your shifter, it moves up and down. And I can better show this over there with the gears I have off real quick. But like I said, that's the main shaft, so 1st and 2nd. And then here's your reverse gear. So I'm gonna switch to the stand real quick so I can show you what's going on over here. Hopefully I get a little better stability out of this. So like I said, this is 5th gear and 6th gear. This is the main reason I took everything apart. So just to show you what I found when I initially took it apart. If you take 5th gear off here, here's your synchro for 5th gear, goes right on top. So this is your sleeve for 5th and 6th, and then there's a hub under that. This is your hub. So line that up. And then, like I said, the hub or the sleeve is what slides either back and forth to put you either in 5th gear. It would slide over these little gears here, or those little notches there. That'll put you into 5th and spin that one. Or down here, it'll slide over 6th and put you in 6th. And then the hub goes in the center. Put this all back together real quick to show you what I actually initially found with the hub and sleeve and why it was notchy. Yeah, it's being a pain in the butt to put it back together. All right, again, so this is your 5th and 6th hub and sleeve. So you can see there's little springs in there, and there's actually supposed to be these synchronizer keys that fall into place here, but I don't have them in right now. Not really important right this moment to show you what's going on. I'm actually gonna take those springs out real quick. I'll show you what was going on with those later. These are kind of important though, and I'll show you why here in a bit. So again, 5th and 6th. This is supposed to slide freely on this hub and go back and forth. That way it can go into either 5th or 6th gear. But as you can see, I'm holding the hub and it gets stuck. The sleeve gets stuck going down. So that was what was causing the notchiness, obviously, because I can't even really push that through. Well, it finally went through. So just imagine how hard that would be to do on your gear shifter. See how hard that is? So I had to buy a new hub and sleeve, which I have right here, for 5th and 6th gear, and I'll show you how easy it is supposed to be. It's literally, see how easy that is to move back and forth? That's how easy it is. It's supposed to be. So when I pulled everything apart, obviously that was the problem, but I didn't know what caused that problem. And I had been trying to figure it out for the longest time. And then finally, when I started to put everything back together here with these springs, I noticed that one of these springs had one end that was a little bit shorter than the other, as you see. That one and that one. So this is the good one, and then this is the bad one. And what I found on the magnet in the transmission is that other piece of that spring. So that's what must have came off and caused that issue there. But I literally just found that tonight, and I've had this out for a while now. Mind you, I haven't been out here actually working on it, but that's what caused the issue, I think. And thankfully that magnet picked it up so it didn't cause any more issues. So I will end up replacing these synchros too. I got some nice carbon synchros from Synchrotech. I'll show you those real quick. And they're different for each gear. So you see one's big, here's another one small. I'll show you what gear it's for. So 6, 5, and then that one's 6, 4 for 4th gear. So obviously that will go up on 4th gear. And then this one is 6, 1, so that would go on 1st gear. But yeah, I was just really happy I finally found that, what caused it, because I initially didn't know, but it sucks. But thankfully I already ordered another spring too, and I didn't even know what the issue was before I ordered the spring, so I got lucky there. But yep, I will keep showing you as I replace these synchros and stuff like that what is going on. All right, y'all, I'm gonna see if I can better explain this gearing system for you. Let me put a disclaimer in first. I don't claim to know everything about transmissions or anything like that. I'm just a regular old DIYer in the shop, pretty much learning as I go. So I just use the mechanical background that I have to figure things out, and I go from there. So if anybody has any corrections to make or anything like that, please post it in comments, let me know. All right, so right here I got 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, and 6th gear. And I just wanted to show you basically how they work. So these gears are always spinning. They're always spinning. Both the main shaft and the input shaft are literally constantly always spinning. And to activate them or put them into gear, you have this sleeve here, which basically connects back to the shifter. And say, like right now it would be in neutral because it's in the middle. So both of these 5th and 6th could just spin freely. But once you shift gears, it slides that sleeve up, and now that 5th gear would spin, and it's connected to the inside hub here. So if you look in the center, the piece that has teeth on it, that's the hub. And the reason that makes everything else spin is because that hub, take it off here, take the synchro out, and then your hub and sleeve. So that hub there with the teeth on it connects directly, I would say it stays static with your input shaft. So your input shaft, like I said, it's constantly spinning, then this hub's going to be constantly spinning. But if you don't have anything in the gear, the hub and sleeve are just going to sit in the center like this and just constantly spin with that input shaft. But you're not going to be in gear until you move that sleeve up and you connect those teeth with your gear teeth, which again, that's 5th, and then that's what makes all of it start spinning. Take that out, slide that down. So now that hub and that gear are directly connected, and that's what would put you into 5th gear. And it works pretty much the same for all of your gears. So I'll put that spring back because it popped out already. That key likes to pop out. I'll have to fix it later. Forget it. All right, I'm gonna move you over here to the actual transmission and show you the input shaft and the main shaft and how they interconnect with each other. And hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm talking about with the first and second gear, since I don't have this off. So here again is your input shaft, your main shaft. Here's that sleeve for first and second. This is your first gear, and this is your second gear. And like I said, all of this stuff is going to be constantly spinning, including your differential here. Everything spins together. Piece of dirt there. So everything's constantly spinning. And then that hub I was talking about for fifth gear, fifth and sixth, would slide into these teeth. And then third and fourth hub is here. And that's what I mean by that hub stays static with your input shaft. So that hub is always going to be spinning with the input shaft. But the gears will sit over top of these needle bearings. And I think that one is, what's that, third gear? So that's going to be just free spinning, kind of like, see, I got second and first. This is first gear here. Yep. So let's try second. Got something put up there. Slide down. So second is free spinning separate of that main shaft, as you can see. But once you put it into gear, now spinning that main shaft also spins that gear as well. It's all connected now because of that hub and that sleeve. So that's what will make you into second gear, and then that would be first gear. And then obviously, to get that power to the wheels, you have the big gear down at the bottom that connects to your differential. And then your diff, here you have your transfer case that connects to the underside of this. And then the other side of your transfer case, you have one axle that comes out to your right wheel. And then this side, when you put the housing back together, you have the other axle that comes in this side that connects to your left front wheel. And then out the back side of your transfer case is where your drive shaft is, which connects obviously to your rear. Then you have the two axles that go from your rear to your left and right wheel. So that's pretty much how all of this stuff works.